All right, folks, now that you've practiced drawing the eyes, the nose, and the mouth of the human face, now it's time to put it all together into a generic drawing. Now, when I talk about generic, what I mean is we're going to be making a portrait that is just a drawing of a human face that demonstrates that you understand how to draw each of the different elements, but also how to put it all together in a way that is realistic. So in drawing the human face, there's so many different ways, so many ways that artists have come up with methods to draw the face. I'm going to use a combination of a whole bunch of them. So the first thing that you're going to do is on your paper, you want to come in and you want to start off by drawing an approximate circle, as close to a perfectly circular shape as you can get. No need to like search around the classroom trying to find that perfect circle. You don't need to go and get a compass out and do anything like that, because as long as you're like see how I'm going in and I'm just drawing repeated circles all the way around. I'm using a really light pencil so that I know that it's easy for me to go through and to erase anything that I've done. And the initial line drawings that you're going to be making for the face it doesn't end up creating a uh, let me back up. Yeah, okay. So the initial line drawings, you're going to go in and you're going to trim those out. You're going to change them. So the lines that you're drawing here are not going to be the lines that are going to stay on your portrait at all. Allow yourself to be a little bit sketchy. Now, off of that circle, approximately halfway down that circle, maybe a little bit further down than that, I'm going to come in and I'm going to have a line that comes directly off of that circle, creating like an egg shape or a bean-like shape coming down to the base. This is going to end up being the bottom of my chin. This is going to be the top of the head itself. So I can see that I want to go in and I just want to slant this up. So don't worry about making it perfect the the very first time that you go in and do this. Be a little bit sketchy. It's all good because you're going to go in and clean all of that up. I really like that angle right here. I'm seeing that I don't have that same angle over on this side, so I'm going to come in and hit it. That's going to end up being my jawline. So you don't want it to be just a perfectly U shape. You want there to be some variations of those shapes coming through. Now, at this point, I want you to go in and I want you to find the center of your line, that axis of symmetry that comes down. So the center of your face, you want to find that approximate center that comes down. This is what is going to divide the face up into the left and the right hemispheres. And then going from the top to the bottom, you want to find your approximate halfway point. The approximate point that the top of the face and the bottom of the face ends up hitting. This is going to show the axis line of where your eyes are going to rest. If you go halfway from here to here, which is going to be just below that circular point, this is going to show the bottom of your nose. If you go halfway from here to here, this is going to end up showing, and I'm talking the approximate halfway, that is going to show the center crease of the lips. Now, at this point, I'm going to go halfway from here up to here. That is going to show the hairline or the top of your forehead coming through. And then I'm going to go halfway from here to here, and that is going to give us the axis that shows where the eyebrows are going to rest. Now, it's all about halfway marks, right? It's all about, like, notice I'm going find halfway, find halfway, find halfway, going all the way around. That's the way the face is put together. It's like crazy geometric how the proportions of the face are all tied in. Now you're going to go from your axis of symmetry here. You're going to find that approximate halfway point. That is going to show the center. If this eye is looking directly out at you, seems like I'm a little off there. I'm going to move that guy over. That is going to show the approximate center of your pupil. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do that exact same thing. Find my approximate halfway mark, and I'm going to go ahead and put where the center of that pupil is. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to find my next halfway mark. This is going to come in like so. So if I'm going from here to here, my approximate halfway mark is going to be right there. From here to here, my approximate halfway mark is going to be right there. This shows this ends up showing you the corner of your eyes. And here's the beautiful thing. Once you get the corner of the eye in, you can use a ruler, you can go in, you could use your pencil. I like using the pencil to be able to see. Here, I'm going to zoom this in so you can see a little bit closer or a little bit better exactly what I'm doing. The beauty is the space between the gap between the corner of your eyes is going to be one full eye width. One full eye width in itself. So if you go in and measure that out, I can see that I've got the corner of my eye that comes through like this. This is going to show the width coming across like that, and then I can go right here from this point. What's important is you want to make sure that as you come across that the width of your human face is 5 eye widths. That is the generic measurement. So if you go, I can see that I'm a little bit off over on this side. I can see that right here I'm actually pretty close to being right on. That's good. So if you go in and you measure once you get this halfway mark, and this halfway mark, and this halfway mark, that will show you the space that you've got between each of these eye points, and that is going to be 5 eye widths equals 1 width of the face itself. I'm going to go in and I'm going to erase these lines here. And here's the other good thing. Now, once you figure out where the corners of your eyes are, then you draw a line straight down, and that is going to show you where the edges of your nostrils are going to come in. From edge of your nostril to edge of your nostril, that is 1 eye width. You can go in, don't use your pencil and like stab yourself in the eye, but if you go in and take your finger and go from the corner of your eye directly down, you are going to go right to the edge of the nostril itself. If you go in from the center of the eye that you found and you draw this line all the way down, that is going to show you exactly where the corner of the mouth ends up stopping. So everything in the face is all related back to the eye, right back to where the eye is. Now, at this point, we're going to start really focusing on the form of the face. So I can go in now, since I've got this all mapped out, I can go in and I can start to erase this line of symmetry coming in down on the top. I've got this line that shows where the top of my eyebrows are going to be. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to draw, just kind of lightly map in. All right, where is the eyebrow? Where is the eyebrow placement going to go? The eyebrows come in just a little bit past the edge of your eyes on either side. So they're going to be a little bit bigger than your eyes are as far as your left to right axis. I know that this is where my top of my forehead is going to be, which means all of this is going to end up being hair coming off on the side. We'll talk about hair in the next lesson. Right now we're just dealing, so I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to draw the shape of hair. Like, ooh, I could give this guy great big dreadlocks like me if I wanted to, start to get overlapping to come through. That's kind of fun, but whatever. I'm not really worried about any of that for this drawing itself, like those fine details. Now, at this point, if I know that this is where the hairline is going to go, that hairline is going to come in. You've got a little bit of a widow's peak at the front of the top of your forehead. It kind of comes in. It's going to be closer, and then it's going to wrap up around the side, coming in to frame in. Now check this out. Check this out. If you go in from just right on your face, if you go from the top of your ear and bring it directly right across, that lines up to just above where the center of your axis of your eye ends up being. So I know that my ears are going to be over on this side. We'll talk about ears in another lesson as well. And then look at, if you go to the bottom of the ears, your earlobe, draw that directly across. That is going to line up right with the bottom of your nose. So right now, already I'm starting, see how I've got this little teardrop shape and then an upside down teardrop shape? That's how I'm going to focus on the ears for this point for right now. We just want to be able to see that they're there. Hair comes down in on the side of the ears, coming back behind a little bit, coming down into the neck. So you can just go in and kind of map in lines to show where that is. I feel like I'm drawing Naruto or something along those lines. It's pretty funny. Now, at this point, now that I've got this mapped in, I'm going to go into the forehead and I'm going to draw like a cup shape. This is going to be the section of my forehead that is going to be flat. This is going to be the section of my forehead that is closest to the viewer. Then I'm going to draw wedge-like shapes coming off of the edge. What I'm doing here is I'm just lightly going in and starting to map that three-dimensionality out. I'm showing that this is here, that this goes at this angle, this goes at this angle, so that I'm starting to get that roundness. I can go in now and I can start erasing out these lines, because I don't want all of this stuff to come through and confuse me. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do that exact same thing. I'm going to come in and I'm just real lightly. I'm going to come in and I'm going to start to show the bridge of the nose, just start to show that three-dimensionality. I'm going to come in and I'm going to start drawing the shapes of my shadows. And I'm just making that up. I'm going to say that my light is coming over from the left-hand side. Now at this point, I'm going to come in, I'm going to get a little bit of the cheek to come through, a little bit of the cheek to come through. I'm going to round out this jaw so you can really see that. Now that I'm starting to get that three-dimensional form, now I'm going to go in using all of the other tutorials that you've gone through on how to draw the nose and the face, the eyes, the mouth, all of those different parts. I want you to go in and you're going to, once you get these basic map-ins done, now you're going to go in and show everything that you've learned on how to draw the eyes. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to erase this. My eyelid comes off on the side, getting down to the base bottom of my eye. This axis is going to go through this corner of the eye and this corner of the eye. If you've got a corner up here and a corner up here, you're drawing alien eyes. The inside corner of the eye. Hardest thing about the eyes is as you're going in and doing this, making sure that the left eye and the right eye are relatively the same sizes and shapes. He's looking forward, so I'm coming through like this. Here's where my pupil is going to be. Here's where my pupil is going to be. A little bit of a reflection. Here's the top of this eyelid coming into that corner. Here's the bottom of this eyelid coming in, just lightly going in and just mapping in. I'm not doing, like right now, I'm just mapping it. Just putting it down so that I can see, all right, where is this going to end up being? A little bit of the eyelid down on the base, a little bit of the eyelid here. Let's come in and erase these points. Now I'm going to come in, and if my light's coming in this direction, that means that all of this is going to be in shadow. I'm just doing this real sketchy-like. I'm not looking for crazy good shading on this point, because if I was looking for crazy good shading from you guys on this initial sketch, this would end up being like a really long project. We'll get into that next week. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to shade this in like so. You should have already demonstrated to me that you understand how to draw those details in the eye in the other piece. I'm just going real sketchy at this point. I know that I'm going to come into that J shape down at the base on the button of the nose. This is where this shadow and this nostril is going to come through. And a little bit of a shadow in this nostril to come through. It's going to be much lighter over on this side. So definitely going to switch over to my B pencil. This side will have lighter shadows than this side. I'll be using my B and my 2H pencil to shade in over here, versus over on this side I'm going to come in with my 4B and 6B and make this side just a little bit darker. All I want you to do is just show me that you can put this together. I'm not looking for on this generic drawing, I'm not looking for perfected shading at all in any way, shape, or form. I am just looking to see that you understand where the placement is going to be. On the forehead, this is going to be darker on this side, hitting a gradient value on this section that I mapped in. I'll go in and I'll erase this. Maybe I'll give him little creases in his forehead. Oh man, I'm making him old. Oh look, I'm gonna give him crow's feet. He's gonna be an old man, old grandpa man. Now right here, directly underneath the nose, is where I'm coming in to my cleft palette. Going in and using this line to create that crease in the lip that comes down. Here's my bottom lip. My bottom lip is going to be much bigger than my top lip. A little bit of a smile line coming down. This will be easier for you when you have source pictures. Right now, we're just going straight generic. Just show me the formula that you understand this. This is coming down like so. This is coming down like so. Big thing that I'm looking for from you when I'm looking for these drawings is, are the eyes the right shape? Are they the right distance apart? Is your nose the right shape? Does it seem three-dimensional? Is it put in the right place in this way, and is it lined up to the corners of your eyes? With your mouth, is the center of your mouth halfway between the bottom of the chin and the nose? Did the corner of your eye or the corner of the mouth line up with the center of the eyes? That's really the big thing that I'm looking for in this drawing from you. Then you go in and start figuring out just mapping in where your hair is going.